Hey folks, it's Chris Dyer with the Martial Alchemy channel, and we are coming at you with our second video on the theory of French boxing from 1844. Let's check it out. Okay, so we're going to start with lesson number 7, and in this position, Mike is going to start in a left guard stance. I am going to be in a right guard stance. So in this manual, this is called a false guard. So we're in open footing. So this technique is about stepping in and throwing a strike. So we covered this in lesson number 6 on the other side. We're here. What I want to focus on is the lead hand is covering somewhere around like my mouth area, and what I want to focus on is having this hand into a position where I can see his entire frame. Now remember, French boxing includes kicks, so I want to be aware of what his legs are doing. If we don't have to worry about kicks at all, we can take this sort of guard where I'm moving in this position, and I may be leaning forward, or I have these types of things where my guard is right here. I have no idea what's going on below my arms. If I have a kicker, I have to be aware of where that kicker is. So you're actually going to start seeing more guards where this hand drops down a little bit, which gives me more of a field of vision underneath this hand, my non-lead hand in this case. And when I enter this space, let's actually go ahead and turn to the other side right now. So from here, if I were to bring this hand up, I have no field of vision of what his legs are doing down here. So being in a kicking situation, I want to lower this hand down, so now I have a field of vision below his hips. Now, if I enter into this space, I have this giant gap. So how do we deal with this, right? If I step in, he can throw this strike right here to my face. So what this lesson explains is taking this position, I can see his whole body. I enter, and I first bring this hand up a little bit. I also have to be aware of what his hands are doing along the way as I enter in. So they actually describe controlling through here. I can press or knock these down or hold these out the way, can parry through. Also, I was playing with this earlier, sidestep a little bit helps a lot. So instead of just stepping in where I'm really, really close to this hand, I make, by a small adjustment of my footwork, this becomes his lead hand by sidestepping. This is a further hand. And then I have to really worry about this other one. So stepping in, controlling through here, and then doing the strike. Then they describe taking 2 paces. So a pace would be 1, 2, entering in this space. So it looks something like so. Mike's on guard and I'm here. We're moving around a little bit, and I enter into this space and I do this strike. Now notice how I did a natural tilt. This isn't described in the manual, but I think it's pretty fair to say that that's a safe way to do this. So we're in this guard again. He starts left foot forward. I have right foot forward. I want to enter this space. Again, I don't necessarily go straight forward. I sidestep a little bit. I control through here. I have this hand braced between his arm and my arm. I don't necessarily have to even make contact to this. I just have to close off this line of attack. This arm is also, in the same vein, closed off along that line of attack. And then I have the opportunity to really smash in and deliver a really, really solid blow. The technique described here, the translation in the English version at least, is difficult to understand, but the technique itself is phenomenal. Yes, I describe this type of stuff to my students all the time. This idea of just simply closing off lines of attack by bringing up an arm, stepping in, moving to this outside. Like, this is brilliant stuff. It's nice to see after our last manual, which was a bit of a disaster fiasco, and we'll put a link to that somewhere so that you can see the difference in a good quality manual and not such a great quality manual. So that's lesson number 7. Let's take a look at number 8 and 9. All right, so now we're on lesson number 8. So lesson 8 is kind of the counter to lesson number 7. So Mike is going to set this up so that we're open stance or false guard. He's now going to do the technique. So I take my position. He can see my legs because he dropped his hand down a little bit. This hand is here. And he's going to step through with his back leg. He's going to close off this line and attack with his now lead arm. So it's actually by stepping forward, this is my rear hand. By stepping forward, it becomes my lead hand. It becomes like a jab because it's fast, small movement, but it's got the power of a cross because you're putting your whole body behind it. It's a great technique. So we're here. He closes off my guard. So he has to worry about these hands coming around or whatever, and then he enters and does this strike. So this technique describes two methods of defending, if he attacks to my face or he attacks to my midsection. So let's start this off. We're in a left guard, you're in a left guard, I'm in a right guard. He's going to step forward, and I step back with my foot. So we're entering in that same stance that we started, false guard, only we've switched sides now. He throws that strike, and I'm going to bring this arm up. Now this is no different than anything else that we've seen before. You bring the arm into position, locking this fist between my arm and his arm, defending like so. We're going to kind of go up and out. Easily done. We're here, he steps in, throws the strike, up and out. Nice and simple. We'll go to the other side. Switch feet. Oh no, stay right where we are, sorry. And then step in and strike. So I step back. This now becomes my lead side, and I throw that strike, or I throw that block. Now, if he does the exact same thing and he throws a mid strike, I enter in and I just step back and I bar it with my forearm. This is nothing different, nothing that we haven't seen before. Just entering and then defending across like so. So that's lesson number 8, kind of the counter to what a person, if a person is doing lesson number 7 on you. All right, let's check out number 9, a really, really cool technique. Hi, this is Chris Dyer with the Martial Alchemy channel, and if you're enjoying this content, we have some great news. We now have a video for sale. The link is in the description below. It is titled The Old School Boxing Method of Self-Defense, and it's a compilation of our favorite techniques from our popular series, Old School Boxing. A link is in the description below. Now back to the content. All right, let's look at number 9. So this will be the last technique that we covered in this video, and it's a really cool technique. So the manual describes, again, same setup. So we're in a false guard. So he's got his left foot forward, my right foot forward. We take our guard, and as he enters as before, so he's going to close this gap. He's going to think about closing off my line of attack. Say he's already gotten here, right? So now he starts throwing that strike. I'm going to step back, so I'm creating space for this arm to block. Now, once I block, the description is a step behind this leg, his lead leg, while throwing my strike. So I'm going to start throwing this punch out here while he's worried about this punch. While he sees this punch coming, it's my opportunity to step behind this leg. And you can see what happens from there. You're going to drop him down to the ground with this strike. We're going to go super, super slow with this. He moves in. I'm going to move back so he can't trap this arm. Go back real quick. Go super, super slow. As he's entering, he's trying to cover this arm by stepping back. So this is one of the reasons why you would want to move back, so that this hand can't be trapped. I'm giving myself space to strike. And then as I'm entering in through here, I'm going to step behind, sorry, I'll go ahead and do it, step behind this leg, and I'm going to drive through, offsetting this person. By closing back in on the gap, he's now entered, so he's given me, what is that, 6, maybe 8 extra inches of movement? Reset, sorry. Forgot my footwork. There we go. As he moves back from here, now he's closed the distance. Now whatever my foot steps in, I have all of this extra range driving him back all of that distance. It's going to be an extremely powerful blow, but not only that, he's going to be tripping over my leg along the way. Now there's a couple things, it's not mentioned in the manual, but if you're trying these techniques out at home, there's a couple things that will really, really help you out on this, and it's the timing is the big one. So what ends up happening, I think of things like Mike's a musician, tempo, right? So if he goes forward and this is one beat, I step back and block, this is another beat, I step forward and go, he has that opportunity, that middle section there to also respond. So I would actually change this slightly to make it a 1-2, so never actually land fully on that foot, if this makes any sense. So I would not land back this direction fully, commit weight to this leg, and then come back in because he has that chance to respond. What I would just do is do this as just a switch step where I'm here and change this technique over. Go slow so they can see it. 1, switching feet and then moving into this position. It just takes the timing away and makes it a little bit faster. So let's do this a little bit. Go. In this direction. So it's more of like a switch and then move through, if that makes any sense. But other than that, this technique is great. Love it. Absolutely love this one. This is top notch. I can't wait to see what other lessons we have. I know I've kind of looked ahead, obviously. You got some really, really cool techniques in this manual. So it's a nice change from Mr. Owen Swift's manuals, which was real dud in my book. So this one, huge fan of it. Can't wait to make more of them. We'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends if they're watching these videos to do the same. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.